Joe Ellis is alive and well and was not the pilot of the Black Hawk helicopter, contrary to apparently growing belief as of this morning. But thanks to a post on Facebook, we can put this particular conspiracy theory to rest. I will go into details about everything that happened in the last 24 hours regarding Joe Ellis, but because I think a lot of you already know, let's go ahead and just play the proof of life video. That way you don't have to sit through and listen to me rant.
Interesting morning. This is Joe Ellis. I am a Black Hawk pilot with the Virginia Army National Guard. I understand some people have associated me with the crash in DC, and that is false. It is insulting to the families to try to tie this to some sort of political agenda. They don't deserve that. I don't deserve this. And I hope that you all know that I'm alive and well, and this should be sufficient for you all to end all the rumors. I also have a statement. The Department of Defense is responsible for casualty notifications. There were no Virginia National Guard personnel on that Black Hawk that collided with the jetliner Wednesday evening. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That is the Joe Ellis video. So, quick retelling of the story. I'm doing my show last night. It was a late show, doing the JD Rucker show live. And in the chat, close to the 2-hour mark, in the chat, somebody hops in and says, I was talking about the DC crash. And somebody hopped in the chat and said, hey, it turns out it was a transgender person, and that looks like it could have been suicide. It's like, oh my gosh, bombshell. I hadn't heard this yet. So, I couldn't research. I did a little bit of research during a break. And then there was enough, I wouldn't say evidence, but there was enough speculation there. It's like, okay, I need to look into this. As a conspiracy theorist, obviously, I want to look into this. And so, end of the show, started doing my research and came to the conclusion that there just wasn't any evidence. Okay? The closest thing to evidence that I was able to find was that Joe Ellis's Facebook, the profile picture had been changed to a ribbon commemorating the crash. That's it. I mean, that's literally all of the evidence that I could find. Everything else was just speculation. Everything else was just like, oh my gosh, look, Joe Ellis did a podcast where it was discussed about the changes that are taking place in the military because of Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, and how there are now going to be so many victims and yada yada yada. It was an okay podcast. I mean, I obviously disagree, but it's like, okay, cool. This is. But there was nothing in there. It's like, it didn't have the the potential suicide helicopter pilot vibe to it. I started looking deeper into it, started doing a lot more research, and came to the conclusion that there wasn't anything there. So I went to bed and woke up this morning, and it's just blowing up, especially on X, blowing up. Everybody's saying, it's been confirmed. It's like, what? And I look, and there's no confirmation. As a conspiracy theorist, I get so annoyed with the expressions of, sorry about that. I get so annoyed with the it's been confirmed, or this is going to change everything, or whatever, the clickbait crap that people put out there. It's like, no, it hasn't been confirmed. Okay? I mean, it'll be confirmed if, like, Pete Hegseth does one of his videos, which I'm glad that he's doing videos, but he comes out and says, yes, Joe Ellis has been identified as the pilot. Or somebody in the family says, Joe Ellis died. And then we can start exploring deeper, but there was nothing like that. No evidence at all. And yet I have all these people in my feed saying it's been confirmed. It's, they were declaring it. They weren't speculating. Which, to be clear, there wasn't even enough evidence, in my humble opinion, to even speculate at this point. Look, I love conspiracy theories, but we have to be careful. We don't want to participate in fake news, which is exactly what we are supposed to oppose. We're supposed to oppose fake news, even if it comes from our side. In this case, this was very clearly fake news. It wasn't fake enough until the video. Obviously, now we have confirmation. Unless it's an amazing deep fake, yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. But far too many people, and I can understand how these things spread. Far too many people were taking how one person with a popular account says, has details, a member of this battalion and such and such, and then but again, when you say confirmed, that's because you have solid evidence, and there I looked at it all. There was nothing. The people that were saying it was confirmed had no evidence that it was confirmed. They were just repeating what other people were saying. And I'll admit, that irritates me to death. It's like, I will spread any truth. I don't care. There's a reason I've been banned on YouTube like 4 times. Okay? There's a reason why I'm banned from Spotify, of all places. They don't ban anybody. They banned me because I will speak the truth. But you can't just say things that are controversial just because it's going to get you clicks. That's the thing that gives conspiracy theorists a bad name. So, moral of the story, if you hear a rumor, it's okay to talk about a rumor. It's okay to speculate. We have to speculate. The whole idea of a conspiracy theory is that we know there's conspiracies, and right now all we've got are theories. So let's speculate. Let's investigate. Let's not just take a juicy narrative and say, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna get me clicks. People are gonna love this," and then post it. It's been confirmed that Joe Ellis is the pilot and trans and suicidal and blah 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 blah. That's nothing. There was no evidence of any of that. And I searched far and wide. I even went to Reddit. I stopped going to Reddit long ago because of this. I went to Reddit, and there was nothing. There was no evidence. No evidence whatsoever. The closest thing to evidence was that Joe Ellis, the profile picture had been changed to the ribbon. That's it. Otherwise, nothing matched. The story should have gone away. Instead, it gives people a bad name. And they'll just go, and the unfortunate reality is that they'll just go and either delete it or maybe they just won't delete it. Maybe they might add to it. They might not. It just doesn't matter. They'll move on. Or they'll double down. Oh, no, that was a deep fake. That wasn't Joe Ellis. That was pre-recorded. Before, this is a we have enough real conspiracies to deal with. We don't need to deal with any more fake ones. So, yeah, that's my little rant. Take from it what you will. Follow some or all of my work. Go to jdrucker.com/find. You'll get my videos, my posts, my articles, my various websites. jdrucker.com/find. You know you want to find me.